Sorry for the sort of like weird broadcasting for this. But basically, I had just watched the most idiotic debate in the world. Basically, there was this black transgender like I guess aspiring marine, very respectful person, very I guess you could say knowledgeable person. And then there was this like Republican that was also debating them. You know, standard stuff. You got a person who's respectful on one side, and then you're expecting me to say that there's a person disrespectful on the other side, but the Republican was also being very respectful. Problem is that respect isn't the only thing that carries a conversation. It's also not being a idiot. Basically, I don't even know. I don't recall the entirety of it, but basically, the majority of it boils down to just they're having a conversation about, I guess, a gay couple with a kid and then a straight couple with a kid, and this dude is just moving the goalpost over and over again for no reason. Like, this person's like, oh, something about like, should this kid with two mothers pretty much shut up in a school setting about just having two mothers? And this dude's like, well, if they're sitting there banging and shit, like moving the goalpost, that's not like that. You know what? That is so healthy for a debate, for a conversation, to just continuously move the goalpost from point A to point Z. You don't do that in a conversation. You don't do that in a debate, because now you look retarded. Like, I gotta censor that, but whatever the fuck. But you know what I'm trying to get at. It is the stupidest shit possible. Why are you moving the goalposts in a debate? Okay, now you look like the biggest idiot in the fucking room. Because why are you making it? Because all they said was that essentially, oh, if you have a straight couple and then a gay couple, they both have kids. Both of these kids go to school. Should the kid not talk about having two moms, and then have the other kids just say, oh, I have a mom and a dad? And this dude was like, well, yes, because it's the norm. It's just like, what the fuck are you talking about that it's the norm? Yes, it is technically the norm to have a mom and a dad, because biologically speaking, that is how you get a kid, okay? Despite how well-known adoption is not the biggest fucking norm in the country, mostly because it's considered taboo by religious groups. But the major problem I have with this whole conversation is that they're saying it in like the consideration of it being like, oh, the school is going around having to censor this shit because they don't want these kids to learn about homosexuality, which, even as a person who identifies as bisexual, I kind of understand that, that type of shit at a young age could mess somebody up. But at the same rate, it's the problem that, like, one side of the conversation has the understanding that, like, oh, they're just saying that they have two moms. And the other side of the conversation is moving the goalposts from that to, oh, they're talking about, oh, they're homosexual. Oh, they make out. Oh, and they fucking, I don't know, slap beef curtains. Like, bro, that's not what the fuck is going on in the conversation. Like I was saying, that's not at all what's going on in the conversation at all. They're just saying that they have a in this scenario, a mom and another mom, or a dad and another dad. That's like what's going on. But this dude's sitting here like, oh, they should not talk about this in a school setting, which half of that part of this is understandable. But then it's just like, oh, but you think that the person with a mom and a dad should be allowed of just like, saying that type of shit. And it's like, well, yeah, but it's because this is the norm. It's just like, I don't know if you realize this, but we live in these United States, and making it so that one person can't talk about this when the person can talk about the same type of scenario just with a straight couple, that is illegal under federal law because it's a discrimination based off of sexuality. It's almost the same way where you're allowed to talk about a black person in school, because if you didn't allow them to talk about a black person just because of their race, that would be discrimination on the basis of race. Like, it's almost like people from both sides are genuinely just this idiotic, like homunculus that just thinks, oh, it's okay to do it this way because it aligns with my belief. I'm gonna put it like this: if you're an American, then shut the fuck up about not liking transgenders, gays, blacks. And if you're an American on the American left side of things, shut the fuck up about white people. Shut the fuck up about Republicans. Shut the fuck up about passing these stupid laws that take away American freedoms. Because you're not an American if you believe that we should not talk about race, sexuality, gender, politics, all this other shit. If you think it should be taboo or illegal, you're not American. Because not only are you going against the you know the we are all born equal type of bullshit that goes in the fucking what's it called, the amendments, and you don't want guns in the nation, which goes against the Second Amendment. Like, you get the fuck out, because like, what the fuck are you trying to gain from this? Okay, it's almost as bad as when I read about the fucking like race equity bullshit that was about to go down, if it hasn't already gone down in New York. It's almost as bad as the race-based equity thing that I fucking like read about not too long ago. And that's gonna be another video in its entirety, but it's almost as bad as that thing, because like, how the fuck could you go living as a so-called freedom-loving American, supporting a person who isn't American in the ideological basis? Okay, I feel like every American, if they want to consider themselves an American citizen, should have the idea of total and unrestricted freedom, the ability and honestly the want to own a firearm, and just the basic fucking common sense of just shutting the fuck up when you don't, like, oh my god. Like, I get it, this is my unsolicited opinion about this nonsense, but the thing is that people will sit here and be like, oh, you know, it's a bad thing to be gay, to be this and this and that. But we live in America, where we're allowed the freedoms to be gay, to be this, to identify as that, to fucking just be a Republican or a Democrat or whatever the fuck third party idea that we have. But it's just every day we wake up, sit here hearing about, oh, you know, we don't like the communists, which is such a fucking age-old hatred. Like, it's so fucking stupid. And then we have the other side of thing being like, oh, well, we don't like the Nazis or anything like that. There's no fucking, like, of course there's Nazis in the US, okay? But they're not in the House of Representatives or anything like that, okay? And if they are, they're disguising as fucking Republicans, okay? It's almost the same thing like how we don't actually have fucking socialists. Just because some dude identifies as a democratic socialist, that is a capitalist theory. Democratic socialism isn't a fucking actual socialist ideology. It is welfare capitalism. You wanna know what that means? That means we put more money into social spending. Doesn't mean that we just sit here and fucking, you know, pool resources like how we do in actual socialist theory. It's just, we fucking make it so that people can actually survive. Like, it's the stupidest shit. People sit here and are the most, like, fucking dumbest people ever, and this dude's no fucking different. Okay, what was his name? Euro Travels? Yeah, Euro and Travel. Whatever the fuck that stupid fucking name is. He is the biggest fucking idiot I have ever seen, right next to the people that I originally reviewed during my first video on this channel. Like, how can you go around being like, oh, you know, the person with two moms should shut the fuck up about having two moms, but it's okay to, like, you know what, actually, let me put it in a way that he would put it at, okay? You know, it's not at all okay to have a dude with a kid with a mom and a dad talking about fucking each other in the middle of the classroom, but it's okay to fucking, you know, have just a mom and a pop, or not mom and a pop, fuck, sorry, a mom and a mom. Like, it's just, it's so brainless. Because one, the person, and God bless their soul, nobody in the conversation brought up the concept of sexual intercourse, or even just the inherent, like, meaning of homosexuality in the conversation whatsoever. You wanna know what the conversation was? The conversation was, oh, should a person who have a mom and a mom just not talk about having a mom and a mom? That was all it was, okay? Two moms in the conversation. Nowhere did they say that they were fucking, okay? It could have literally just been like a situation in the unlikely scenario where it's just a girl and her friend, not a girlfriend, a girl and just a person that they are, like, really close associates with, decided, oh, you know what would be cool? What if we raised a child from the fucking welfare system? Or what if I decided to take some slime, shove it in my coochie, and then make a fucking baby? That's all that happened in the conversation, technically. And it wasn't even like that conversation would go into the classroom, because the kid doesn't fucking know about that conversation that would happen between the mom and the friend in the scenario. But the major problem is that all was mentioned was that, oh, I have two moms. It wasn't like, oh, I have two moms and they're both homosexual and they're both fucking slapping paginases. That's not what happened in the conversation, bro. All it was that the dude has two moms and he just says it like, oh, like in the middle of a random conversation at school. All that it was. And this dude's like, well, if they're fucking, just no. That wasn't even brought up in the conversation at all. That wasn't brought up in the conversation, the scenario, or even the fucking, like, the general concept. It's just like, where the fuck do you get so lost in the conversation that you start immediately thinking about sex? That just goes to show that Republicans think more about dick than actual gay people that I've met. And I've met some really fucking gay people. Some really fucking gay people that love dick, love balls, and love just sucking on them.
They're gay in the download.
Like, it doesn't change anything. Like I was saying, they think more about dick than actual gay people. And it's actually kind of funny. Because it makes me wonder, I guess, on the scale of just everything, how many Republicans think about penis? How many Republicans think about gays? How many Republicans think about having boobs and a vagina? Is that why they hate trans? Is that they're secretly afraid that they'd like it?
They hate women.
Like I was saying, it's actually kind of mind-boggling how these people just fucking, like, it's one thing to be ignorant, and it's another thing to be straight fucking stupid. Like, I'm gonna put it like this. I have to give these fucking, both of these people, both of these people, they're a whole different thing. They're an isolated incident, in my opinion, okay? Because it's one of the few times where both sides, at least as far as I've watched, which was about a good 30 minutes, they were both actually just being fucking respectful and, like, at least trying not to talk over each other, because it's not their intention to be a dick, okay? They're much better than the first group that I fucking reviewed, but the problem still lies that just one of them is a complete fucking moron. And it's pissing me off beyond words. Like, I have only reviewed, like, a good 4 fucking, like, groups. And this is the second video on those 4 groups, because I decided to stop hate watching for the majority of it. Like, how do I say this, okay? I have to give these people, these Republican and Democrat commentators, some goddamn pointers when they're doing a debate. 1, don't move the fucking goalposts, okay? Because either you're going to look like a moron in the grand scheme of things and nobody's going to want to fucking interact with you, which, I get it, some of these grifters, they want to make money off of this shit. Dude, if you want to make money off of this shit, make it sustainable. Nobody's going to want to fucking debate you if you're a complete moron who has nothing to say. Like, how'd I say this? There's a problem with how, like, I get it, it's a bit of a sore wound to say this as soon as it is. But the only reason why Kirk actually got so successful off this shit is because he mixed a decent amount of intelligence with the way that he would try to fuck over a conversation. And he wasn't always just going off on some really stupid shit. He was but at least he wasn't just fucking, like, moving the goalposts 24/7, okay? He actually tried to keep up with the conversation, as far as I've seen. Okay, let me paraphrase that. As far as I've seen. Because remember, I never watched the guy to begin with. I've only seen, like, maybe 1 or 2 of the things, and one of the 2 things was his fucking assassination. Like, that's the only reason why he was able to keep on so long. On top of the fact that, like, a lot of the people that he interviewed were just fucking kids. Like college students that didn't know their fucking, like, hand from their ass, bro. That's the only reason why he kept going for so long and why he made so much off of it. Outside of that, he actually had something going for it. He was not the dumbest tool in the fucking shed. He was just an asshole. Meanwhile, this guy is as dumb as a bag of bricks. And honestly, oh my god, I'm running out of breath just fucking actually raging out of this shit. I remember I started the conversation without being like at least I was being a little hyper, but not this fucking, like, popping off on it. Oh my god. Main thing is that, like, you don't move the goalposts. That's 1. And 2, just talk with some fucking intelligence. Talk with some dignity. Don't just, like, at least do your research, okay? I get it, you can have an opinion, but your opinion shouldn't be based off of half-assed facts. And the guy, sorry, the girl that he was talking to pointed it out that it's oh my fuck, the sources that he was pulling up were controlled sources. It wasn't like they went ahead and just talked to, like, a bunch of random people. No, it was controlled sources that didn't actually represent the broader spectrum of the conversation, which is kind of what you would want to have when it comes to a conversation about a specific topic that you're trying to make a point on. Like, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong in a conversation. I'm wrong a lot of the times in conversations, okay? I can admit that. But the issue lies when you're so confidently wrong and you refuse to grow from it. Because now you just look like a dumbass. Like, come on. Is there no dignity in the modern day? And I know there's gonna be like some Republican in my comment sections that's like, oh, the dignity, like, how can you have dignity when you're talking about cock? Like, bro, there's a whole different line to be drawn with this conversation. And you know what? I can actually admit this because I don't know if any of the conversations I have aged poorly when on this channel. Mostly because like we just started, but if any of the conversations that I have on this channel age poorly, I can admit that maybe my sources didn't add up, okay? Or maybe the situation has changed, like transcended beyond far what I've already touched on. Like, I remember I made a conversation about the AI crisis. And so far, society hasn't collapsed, okay? The bubble hasn't popped. I don't know how long ago I made that video, but I'm gonna put it like this. It was probably recent enough for it to not represent anything just yet. But main thing is that I can admit if my sources are wrong or something like that. And honestly, so far, I didn't think I had to admit anything. But what I do admit is that I thought that the idiocracy of the nation couldn't get any worse. And then I scroll on YouTube and find this fucking idiot. And it just makes me realize, wow, I was so confidently incorrect about my assumption of humanity. I'm gonna go fucking kill myself now. Goodbye, y'all. Stay safe. Have a good fucking day.